Hey everyone, so I found this fan not too long ago on a small computer store near my place, and at first when I saw it I was quite surprised but I wasn't entirely surprised to the extent that I am now. But at first I was like, what is this like black fan that they're selling in like big boxes where you can get just each one of them for $5 each? So these are really cheap fans. And I thought, oh, these might be just standard sleeve bearing fans, except they have a high RPM, which what caught my eyes and why I bought them, because these have an RPM rating of 2600 RPM. And I just thought, oh, okay, maybe it's like some cheap fan sleeve bearing with 2600 RPM. So I don't know, I just bought it because I wanted to try it for my fan roundup. But as soon as I get home and I checked on Google, the data sheet says that this YS-Tech FD1212 HB fan is one of their high-speed models, and it's a dual ball bearing fan. So I was quite surprised to learn that, since usually these types of fans are more expensive, since dual ball bearing they cost more than just sleeve bearing fans, which are more common. And also the high RPM, I'm quite surprised because this really gives you a high airflow per dollar performance, way higher than the Reven Coldwing even. But yeah, you need to find these in stock, and online it's kind of like $15 ish, but I found these for $5, so I'm quite surprised, and I'm kind of thinking if I should buy a few of these, so just in case I need to use it in the future, because these are really good fans, high quality like server fans that are being sold for dirt cheap basically. And yeah, so I bought these and I kind of played around with it for a while, and I have to say I'm quite surprised, and pleasantly surprised that is, because for example, let's start with the build quality. So in the back is the typical sticker with the ratings and things. You just have the model number and the power input ratings, and for the cable itself it's a 3-pin, so 3-pin. It's not PWM unfortunately, so you'll have to plug it into the motherboard and use the voltage based fan control, which isn't ideal since they usually doesn't go too low. But yeah, it's still workable, and unfortunately it's a rainbow cable. But what do you expect at this price? $5. Like, getting a fan of this quality is already like quite surprising, let alone if you get like a sleeve cable or a black cable. But yeah, and I don't think this is a big deal. You can just cover it up with some sleeve yourself. And for the frame itself, it's actually quite sturdy, if you can see here. It doesn't flex too much. I mean, it does flex like any other fan basically. I haven't encountered a single fan that doesn't flex at all, so this is quite good. And the fan blades itself are also quite thick and not flexible. It doesn't really flex, so these are high quality plastic they use. And the fan blade design seems like they're using sort of a middle ground of airflow and static pressure design, since you can see that they kind of have like large gaps between the fan blades, and they only have 7 blades, so the large gaps is kind of similar to airflow fans, but just 7 blades, and also the blade angle isn't too steep, so this is also a characteristic of a static pressure fan. So I'm thinking this is kind of a combination between the two to achieve like perfect balance between it, because this is the only 25mm fan series that YS-Tech makes. And yeah, so I'm thinking this should be quite ideal for any scenario, and it should be alright even for radiators that are restrictive, and even for case fans. But I guess we'll see for radiator temperature testings on my fan roundup. But anyways, let's give it a try. So just plugging it into my normal fan controller to the lowest speed like usual. So the lowest speed, it has a slight ticking noise, which I'm not a fan of. So this is, I think, is quite characteristic to high-speed fans for servers that doesn't have PWM, because this is similar to my Delta fans. They all make some kind of ticking noise, which I really don't like. But yeah, they have a ticking noise, and it's not quite the most ideal thing ever. So you can't really make a completely silent rig by using these fans and turning them down, even though they're ball bearing, which would last long. But ball bearing fans also usually make a bit more noise than sleeve bearings, although sleeve bearings will degrade and make more noise later in their lifetime, while ball bearings shouldn't make any more noise than they are now unless they get broken. But here it is on half speed, so immediately you can start to hear it, and right now it's making quite a lot of air, and it's blowing quite a lot of air out the back. So this feels like a really high performance fans, because at 50% RPM you can really feel the airflow. 50% on the fan control is probably like 10 volts I think, or 9 volts, so it's already quite high. And right now on full fan speed, 12 volts, there you can really hear it. It's quite noisy, and the airflow is really huge, like you can really feel the air coming out the back of it. So this is a really high performance fan, 2600 RPM. So if you're looking for performance, then I guess look no further, because I don't think you can find any faster fan for $5 really, because even the Riven Coldwing that I just looked at was a $7 fan that only runs up to 2000 RPM, and it just has a sleeve bearing. Well, this has a dual ball bearing. So this is a really good value if you can find it at $5. But it really makes more sense at like over $10, given its performance and bearing. So I guess that's why a lot of people are selling it at like $15, $12 on eBay and things like that. But I just happened to find a few of these on a local computer store at about $5. So these are pretty great fans, and I suggest you should buy them if you're just concerned with performance and you don't really care about the looks, because they do give a good like airflow per dollar ratio. They're really good value, and yeah, they perform really great. Although, like I said, it doesn't work for a really silent rig, because when you turn them down you can hear like a slight ticking noise, and yeah, it doesn't have PWM too. But yeah, anyways, I guess you'll see more of this fan on my fan review roundup when I test this fan with a bunch of other fans, which are basically name brand fans, while this one is an OEM fan. So yeah, thank you for watching, hope you enjoyed this video, and if you do, please leave a like, and please click subscribe to see more of my future videos. Thanks for watching.